He's me eating my hat. In French, manger son chapeau means admitting you were wrong. And in my advice about Airbnb's new 15.5% host-only fee last week, I was wrong.
Welcome to RSU by PriceLabs weekly podcast. Subscribe now.
So here are my apologies. In this video, last week, I gave two different instructions. I said correctly that you should multiply your prices by 1.1834, but later I added that you should just then move your markup to 15.5% in your PMS, for example. And this was wrong. I'm sorry. What I should have said, and consistent with my advice to multiply prices, I should have said set your markup at plus 18.34%. Plus 18.34%. That's the correct number. This is the markup that keeps you from losing out money, right? That keeps your payout the same under Airbnb's new 15.5 host-only fee. So what did I get wrong here? Well, obviously I confused the Airbnb's fee with the markup. I mean, not in my math, but in what I told you. Obviously, again, the 15.5% is what Airbnb is taking out from you, right? If you are PMS connected, it's what they keep. But obviously, your markup, which is basically what you send out from your PMS, has to be higher than that. Otherwise, your payout drops. Let me quickly walk through the math, right? Let's prove it step by step. So imagine you want your payout to stay the same after Airbnb keeps 15.5%. Imagine you want to keep 100. It could be 100 euros, $100. You want to keep your target payout at 100. Because Airbnb takes 15.5%, you can't just charge 100, right? You need to charge more. So you imagine you charge 18.34% more, which is 118.34 instead. If I remove 15% of 118.34, that's 18.34 I'm removing, but basically that Airbnb will be taking. So 18.34 is 15.5% of 118.34. And 118.34 minus 118.34 is 100. So the math works. That way Airbnb takes its cut and you still walk away with your 100. And that's true whether, for example, imagine you use a dynamic pricing tool like PriceLabs. PriceLabs will send your prices to your PMS, and this is where you set up your markup at plus 18.34%. And that would perfectly make up for your loss in this due to the increase in fee by Airbnb. So as I found out, I was not the only one that thought this was tricky to understand. So I did understand it. For some reason, I got it wrong in the way I was explaining this. Well, so you know, in a few weeks, PriceLabs and RSU by PriceLabs will be hosting together a webinar about this new Airbnb host fee. We'll cover how to calculate your prices, how to think about your markups, how to account for cleaning fees, should they move or not, should prices go increase as well, to take into account this host fee, for example. And more broadly, we'll talk about the cost of distribution across the main OTA platforms, how to think through it, how does that change, for example, how you view Airbnb versus Vrbo versus Booking.com. So that's it. Thanks for letting me eat my hat and for joining me, hopefully next time during the webinar to get it right. 18.34%. 18.34%.